Hello, everybody, and we are back with Jackpot versus Grougrou, and I am joined by my good friend Bio.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you, Pete. We're definitely witnessing a battle of the giants right here. The not only are they number one and two seeds, Jackpot and Grougrou respectively, but also Jackpot is the North American champion. I mean, that was no easy feat. So the Jackpot is definitely probably the best that the West has to offer at the moment, while Grougrou has, of course, Alliance Rogues Gray, one of the best European players, and and a lot of the top Japanese players, trying to face off against really the best in the West. So this is definitely a regional conflict right now. This is going to be really interesting to watch.
and this is the best of the best of the East, best of the West. It's gonna be an epic set here. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a better set just to watch and commentate too. Like, I feel super excited just to commentate with such notable players. And I mean, it's Clamblitz, so anything could happen. So that makes it even more fun.
Yeah, kind of it's a volatile mode. We saw how Gorge really showed that off in the last set. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see how students are going to be approaching it. But now let's get down to the nitty gritty things. The first game is going to be Clamblitz on Undertow Spillway. This is not something you see too much in tournaments, but of course this is a Clamblitz only tournament. It was bound to happen eventually. Grougrou with their classic squeezer wiper composition, and Jackpot with a pretty interesting slosher and then double shooter ball composition. Pretty standard. So it's going to be a pretty mainline composition going up against Grougrou's kind of off meta strategies. I guess you could call it that, but it's definitely not something you see every day.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it like the most niche, but it's definitely not mainstream by any means.
Yeah, but
I mean, already getting a power clam and 2 power clams in down to 60 just like that, and getting more. That Just Vulture just pushing in. But Jackpot has a really strong defense here, able to stop them around 57.
Yeah, I mean, with less than a minute into the game, Grougrou is just seemingly unstoppable. You just saw how fast they're playing. They're just teaming up, taking out every single member of Jackpot, already delayed wiping them. Get another 2 power clams in, leading all the way to 30. Hey, Grougrou is playing so fast. It's giving me whiplash. I mean, Jackpot haven't even started to think about pushing when they're just struggling to defend against Grougrou's relentless aggression. I mean, sure, they managed to get in a power clan, but no one's there to capitalize off of it. That's just going to be a free power clan going to Grougrou. So it's really looking rough for Jackpot.
I mean, Grougrou is leaving me speechless here. Like, I feel like if I say something before I even get to finish, the game's going to end just like that, just because of how fast these guys play. Just capitalizing off the specials and playing together so well. But we do see that Injet able to get that squeezer out, and the wiper is down, so a bit of their forward pressure there is gone. So hopefully Jackpot here should be able to push up, regroup a little bit, get some clams, and see what they can do to bring down their penalty from 10, and they're at 80, so they have a good chance here if they just start building up clams, and definitely special coordination here is going to be the key, especially on Undertow.
Yeah, but you don't want your splash going down like that, and Grougrou is still going strong. They're not really looking to push. They have a really comfortable lead, so they're just kind of trying to stall out Jackpot for the first time. Really, just really sending in their wiper to try and get some picks, but they're not really trying to push forward. Definitely something new that we haven't seen from them, compared to the unrubbed, just hold down forward, aggression that we've seen these past few games. But finally, Jackpot seems to be getting something going, but just like that, 3 go down. Luffy is going to get cleaned up, taking the Jet Sculpture with them, but it's still, again, it's not enough. And Jared goes down in a 1v1 to the squeezer, and throughout all of that, Grougrou extend their lead yet again to 26, and this is just what I'm saying. Jackpot can't even start thinking about a push when they're still reeling from Grourou's run, just team fight after team fight after team fight. They regroup so quickly, they push it so quickly, they get so many picks that Jackpot are just always on the defensive. They can't spare a moment to even think about a counter push.
I mean, you can definitely thank Gray for that. I mean, able to keep up those tacticalers at just the right time just means that Grougrou's offense is just never ending. Even when they're on the back foot, are they really on the back foot?
Yeah, but actually, now we see them on the back foot. Finally, Jackpot setting up a really good push all the way to 32, and this Inkjet from Q getting immense value, clearing up so much space. They are now taking the lead to 23 just by one clam, but one clam could win them the game with a little bit more than 6 minutes left, and they have the power to jump in. They're going to throw it, and they do manage to pull that off. An 80-0 push coming out from Jackpot. Absolutely incredible. And we see Jackpot pull off game 1.
Yeah, Jackpot able to take a game off the mighty Grougrou. I mean, with a really strong start, Jackpot just kind of was able to regroup and definitely come back there with a lot of coordination, just keeping them pinned down, able to sneak in clam after clam after clam, and that Inkjet there was super clutch and able to get some very crucial picks and allow them to just sneak in clam. So, I mean, insane play from Jackpot. I mean, they're not the NA champions for nothing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Honestly, this was really reminiscent of what we saw in the last set, Grougrou against Moonlight, but just in reverse, right? We saw Moonlight playing, playing really well, especially in some of those games. Like, for example, that Mincemeat game, they had some great plays going, but the second they let their guard down, Grougrou ran past them, and this is what we saw. Grougrou, I don't know if they got overconfident or they simply just looked the other way for a split second, and Jackpot just took them back, pretty much took them by surprise, and ran past them straight to the goal and setting up such a strong push. The push, they burned down through so many points so quickly. It was really difficult to see. It was that fast. So Jackpot is definitely adapting to Grourou's playstyle really, really quickly and really effectively. Using their, giving them a taste of their own medicine, that extremely fast playstyle that Gorge has been pushing. Jackpot is starting to pull off. So this is looking pretty dangerous for Grougrou. Now it's them on the back foot, and if the ball's in their court, they now need to figure out Jackpot's Achilles heel and see how they can exploit that.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see what Grourou's counter pick here is, because, like, typically counter picks should play into that team's strength. So they can allow us a map where Squeezer can really be oppressive. I think we may see a different story this next game, where the Squeezer's just able to completely overrun them, just like they did Moonlight, with just some crazy Zuka plays and some really strong just positioning in general.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. And especially since we now have our counter pick going in Clam Blitz on Brinewater Springs. Pretty interesting counter pick coming out from Grougrou. Honestly, I think I can see what they're trying to pull off. Jackpot's Slosher can struggle a little bit on this map, and Grougrou's weapons such as the Squeezer can really push up that ramp. Thanks to that wall and that midline pressure, so they could definitely possibly be playing to some of those strengths. But Jackpot can actually whip out some stuff here that can deal with it, such as that Stamper. Stamper's a pretty good option on this map. That Zip Cast, that Charge Slash really deals with a lot of the open areas that you find on this map. So Jackpot definitely not letting their guard down. But just as I say that, they already go one down. That Slosher Madness going to be going down pretty early on. But just as I say that, Grougrou actually goes 3 players down. It's only the Wiper left alive. They are going to manage to pull off a trade. But Jackpot, with an explosive opening, already scoring a power clam. With a little bit more than 30 seconds in, Grougrou is, like I said, tasting their own medicine. Sure, it's only a push to 71, but Jackpot really showed them that they can play aggressive as well.
Yeah, Jackpot's definitely a force to be reckoned with here. I mean, any lead is a lead, and having Grougrou on the back foot definitely seems like it. When they're not able to go full aggression, I don't want to say they crumble a little bit, but they're just not able to let that squeezer do what he wants and push in as hard as he probably should be able to.
Yeah, but still, Grougrou is definitely not doing too shabby as well. They already set up a push. They get another power climb, and 3 down on the side of Jackpot. Is only the Stamper left alive. Leafy is going to be able to live and push Grougrou a little bit back, but they are going to get the power climb, and once again, extending their lead all the way to 30-28 now. And Grougrou, yeah, sure, they're losing players, but they're still going strong, and the Wiper getting a few more climbs and just to extend the lead that little bit more, all the way to 16. And all the confidence that we saw from Jackpot is now in tatters. Grougrou just humbling Jackpot with that monstrous push and setting them up for a very comfortable defense.
I mean, yeah, it's really hard to even speak, or even blink for that matter, just because of how fast the tides of battle can turn with these two insanely just strong teams. I mean, we saw Grougrou from being like on the back foot to immediately taking advantage, going from 0 or 100 to 16 in one clean sweep of a push. Very impressive. I mean, it's still anybody's game, but I mean, both these teams with 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock can really go anywhere.
Yeah, there's a little bit more than 2 minutes left. Jackpot fishing for an opening. Madness looking for a fight on this right side with the Wiper. Is going to jump out to stay alive, but Jared picking it up where he left off, getting 1, gets 2. Great plays coming out from Jared. Fantastic. Is going to go down, but gives Jackpot a lot of space to move forward. But Grougrou have that tactical come back really, really fast. And Jackpot were not quite able to get a push set up. They're still in mid, still trying to get some climbs, still trying to find an opening. And Madness actually going to get fall off of the wall. That's not what you want to see. The Leafy goes down as well. And Jackpot just can't seem to get past mid, can't seem to get past Grourou's almost impenetrable defense. And once again, we see Jackpot on the defensive as Grougrou whip out that Ultra Stamp, whip out that Trizuka, fish for some picks, don't get them, but stall out a lot of time, and now we're nearing the 60-second mark. So if you're Jackpot, you really need to step up your game right here, right now.
Yeah, they definitely need to regroup here, start taking space as fast as possible, gathering as many claims as they possibly can, just to attempt to make a push here. This Zipcaster could be potentially game-changing if played correctly. I mean, they gotta get that Jet Squelcher and Squeezer out, then that's their whole defensive line gone. And that should allow them to get a pretty good push in, but with Grougrou having a ball and quite a few clams, while Jackpot has nothing, they really gotta play it smart here. But to see the clam fall in the water, which is not amazing on the side of Grougrou, that they don't want to see that. They want to try to end it as quick as possible and just guarantee this win.
Yeah, but Jackpot, Jared. Well, I mean, you know, it was a pretty delayed, commentary, but still, that double pick from Jared and setting up a third pick is going to give Jackpot a lot of space to move forward. But once again, they seem to get that regroup going. Leafy trying to make something happen with this Zipcaster. Gets a pick on the Wiper. Alright, pressures the shooters on the side of Grougrou. Barely slips away from the squeezer, but that, oh my goodness, that toxic miss is going to do so much work to keep Jackpot from getting through that choke point. Madness is going to score it up. Overtime is still in full effect. But the Wiper trades with Jared. That's not what you want to see. Madness trying to fish for some picks. Has the tri-strike, but no one's going to score. Yes, they do, actually. 56 now. But 3 members down on the side of Jackpot. It's only Jared left alive, trying to stay alive, trying to score a little bit more. They do get some jumps in, but they don't have any clams. And they're just going to get camped right then and there. And it is going to be game 2 going to Grougrou.
Now, Jackpot did have a really good push there, but it did seem like there was always one person down on their side. They were always like 1 or 2 clams short from keeping that basket open just long enough to have enough time to go grab some more. Grougro's defense there was really impressive. They were able to just not choke, pick 1, pick 2, and just shutting down the whole push in overtime, which is very impressive because Brinewater Springs is definitely known for having some pretty crazy overtime comebacks. So the fact that Grougrou was able just to breathe and play smart is very impressive, and they definitely earned that win.
Yeah, definitely. And how, honestly, yeah, Grougrou did basically what we were saying. They just, honestly, they didn't really adapt so much as they just exacerbated their pace of play, right? They were playing really fast on Undertow, and then they saw that Jackpot just did it better than them, and they said, well, time to step it up. No more playing around, and somehow managed to speed run that even more than we saw not only this set but the previous one, and just really doubled down on their speed there, taking that game 2 win against Jackpot. Now we're moving on to game 3. This is what's going to start setting the trend for these last 3 games that are really important for these two teams if they want to go straight to grand final. And game 3 is going to be on Clamblitz, well, of course, Sturgeon, Shipyard. Honestly, pretty interesting counter coming out from Jackpot. What do you think they're aiming to do here, Pikachu?
I mean, the moment they get one person down on this match, they could have everybody storm the top and start dunking clam after clam after clam, able to take pretty quick leads to get a lot of points while doing it. But the squeezer and the rapid on the side of Grougrou is very interesting. The squeezer we've seen, but the rapid, I don't think we've seen before on them. I don't think we've seen an inkshot at all on the side of Grougrou so far.
Yeah.
So very interesting here.
Yeah, definitely whipping out that rapid Pro is a pretty interesting option. It hasn't seen that much use since its release. Teams did experiment a little bit with it, thanks to the inkjet buff, but it was again just kind of always overshadowed by that ballpoint. But they are definitely trying to make it work, and just having Gray just spearhead that push, getting so many picks and staying alive, of course, is so valuable. Grougrou just using all of their resources to keep Jackpot at an almost constant man disadvantage. Grougrou not suffering almost no casualties. Jackpot already going several members down again and again, and this is just what we saw. Slightly slower push, but before we even hit the 4-minute mark, Grougrou is already in the driver's seat and scoring clams.
I mean, after multiple games of seeing Grougrou play, they're definitely able to always keep a man advantage on the field at one time. There's always a member down of Jackpot, so they're able to constantly push in without any trouble at all, honestly. And just they always have clams. They know where everybody's at. Even when one goes down, they try to take fights together and position accordingly, and it's going so well.
Yeah, and we also see that Rapid Pro putting in some work, getting a clean pick onto one of the members of Jackpot, but it's going to go down. We're not seeing too many inkjets from Grougrou, although to be fair, Rapid Pro is not necessarily known for its inkjet output. But it is still good to see that Grougrou is definitely making it work. They did not get that good a lead. A lead of 62 is definitely not too devastating, especially if they go 2 down. But at 3 down now, it's only Gray left alive. But if we've seen anything from Grougro's players, they have no issues with a little bit of adversity. And AR Gray holding down the 4, getting 2 picks onto Jackpot and keeping them from getting anything other than a single power clam, which is pretty much only going to be beneficial for Grougrou, giving them that free Biddy clam. But Q getting 2 picks, searches for a 3rd, doesn't quite get it, but that inkjet is going to be devastating for Grougrou. They do come back very quickly thanks to that tactical, but it's still not quite what you want to see, and Jackpot have a firm grasp on mid, slowly starting to push forward, maybe get some clams, maybe set up a push, but Grougrou is definitely not doing too hot right now.
Yeah, Q's just able to tell Grougrou that they need to respect the ballpoint, because their pushes as we saw there, just got shut down by an inkjet and the main weapon itself. It's a very strong weapon, especially on this map, being positioned properly on that little bridge area. And it's definitely showing. But we do see Gray here able to kind of go in, just try to get tactical at first team, hopefully. So they're able to push in. And we do see that the Wiper is trying to go up top on a bridge, finding an opportunity. But Leafy is able to pick him off using Zipcaster.
Wow. And honestly, once again, Grougrou pulling off, managing to pull off a score. I mean, they do extend their lead a little bit to 58, but the main benefit of that push was not so much the lead, but just getting the attention of Jackpot all in one place, giving Naru a lot of space to just clean up with that inkjet, go ham, and set the stage for yet another score onto the basket. They do go 3 down. The Viper's the last one alive. They are going to get wiped out, but that tactical is going to have the squeezer coming back basically instantly. The rest of them coming down a little bit later, but Grougrou already on the defensive and cleaning up the Jackpot. Not going to let them get anywhere near Grougrou's lead. Q trying to make something happen with that inkjet, gets 2 and gives quite a few jumps back for their team. This may be the opportunity that Jackpot has been waiting for, but with 30 seconds left on the clock, they need to be playing a lot faster, and they need to get a substantial push going right now.
Yeah, this is for sure any man's game. I mean, Jackpot does have that pity clam in the back, and another one. But with this Stamper going in with I can't speak right now. It's just too fast paced. Going in with that Zipcaster there, they should be able to get hopefully one pick. Able to break the basket, able to get down to 35. They just need one more clam. That ball point just cannot. They need to find one more clam.
Oh, but with one more time remaining, this is the last chance they have to overtime, but no one's even close to the basket. And with a 1 point difference, Jackpot is going to be succeeding game 2 to Grougrou. Now putting Grougrou at match point.
I mean, everything there just happened so fast, and it's just unfortunate. So I saw one of them did have a clamp, but they went down right before they were able to get into throwing distance. Grougrou's defense there was amazing. I mean, even though it went down to 35, they were able to just hold that defensive line and just completely wipe them out, and making Ballpoint just go into a pretty bad position, not able to like back out even for a minute to go find one clam and try to just suicide push it in. Just insane push from Jackpot, even though they weren't able to quite push lead there. Very impressive push.
Yeah, definitely. That was really nail-biter. Grougrou kind of struggled there on that final defense. They weren't able to deal with Q fast enough and let them, and it ended up with Jackpot jumping back in thanks to Q's inkjet and getting a little bit of momentum set up there. But yeah, it just, like I said, it just wasn't quite enough, and Grougrou is now threatening to take Jackpot out with this game 4. We are still waiting on the counter push, but we need to discuss the implications of this. If Jackpot loses here, I mean, sure, they'll be sent to losers bracket, and they'll have to, go to the gauntlet to strike Grougrou again in grands. But regardless, the best in the West being taken down by a Japanese pickup, with Gray, that would definitely shake things up. But yeah, and now we're getting down to it. Game 4 is going to be Clam Blitz on Scorch Gorge. Definitely a very fitting map, a classic for the competitive scene. We've all played on this at one time or another, and these two teams are definitely very comfortable on it. So I'm really curious to see what these two teams are going to whip out for this very pressure-driven Game 4.
Oh yeah, this map's definitely a wild card if you ask me. I mean, if Grougrou does bring out that custom jet squelcher again, I mean, I like to preach this, and like I've seen other people talk about it, but it's underrated that Toxic Mist can just carry your defense, especially on maps like this where they only have like 1 or 2 options to push in. That Toxic Mist can really put some pressure on Jackpot and tell them, hey, no, you're not taking this, you're not pushing this ramp at all. Our ramp, you can't have it. And we do see that Jess Wilster come out here, but Q is running the Snipe Rider, so an interesting juice pick, but I mean, if they can cook with it, it's an insane support option, so very interesting picks from both teams.
Yeah, we've seen the weapon get kind of some renewed life thanks to the cooler buffs and people getting more and more used to the main weapon of Snipe Rider. So maybe Jackpot can get something going here, but it doesn't seem like they will, as Grougrou already setting up with their signature explosive push straight out of the gate already. Pressuring Q with an almost instant kill thanks to the stamp. They are going to be trading with the Jet Squelcher though. No backlines on either team. It is going to be pretty difficult for Grougrou to continue their push. The Squeezer trades with the splash. It's just trade after trade coming out right now. But it is not going to change the fact that Grougrou, with less than a minute into the game, already have a push of all the way to 29. That's a fantastic lead in and of itself, and it's only better seeing how early in the game this was.
There was no breathing room for Jackpot. It was, all right, it's go time. We want to go ahead and end this set as fast as possible, punch our ticket to Grand Finals here. I mean, you saw the Wiper able just to go in, but, I mean, even saying that, Jackpot hasn't given up. They're starting to take mid, trying to get in. They do have some specials up here that should be able to hopefully push in. All I gotta do here is just coordinate that Tacticooler and hopefully get both those power clams in to try to pick it down.
Yeah, Jackpot setting up a swift counter push right here. The Zuka getting some pressure onto Grougrou, but it's not going to be enough. Jackpot going 3 down. That Wiper going ham gets a delayed wipe. And, I mean, sure, it's a push to 60, but it pales in comparison to Grougrou's monstrous 29-point lead. And Jackpot is failing to replicate the success that Grougrou has been showing off in this match.
Yeah, and they already have another Power Clam and the Pity ready to go for the next push, and the Wiper has a hammer, but unfortunately goes down to a Splat Bomb, shutting down a potentially huge push.
Yeah, but once again we see Jackpot in the driver's seat with all those specials going off that Crab Tank, that Tri-Strike, but Jared is in the Crab Tank. They can't make a ball right there, and they are going to be swiftly punished by the Ultra Stamp on the side of Grougrou, giving them a free defense. Jackpot do have another Power Clam under their belt, and actually 2 picks onto Grougrou now. But they need to score right now. They need to get more picks, and they don't. They wait for the Tacticooler. They did get rid of the penalty, but that's not going to be an extension to any of their points. And now, with less than 2 minutes remaining, Jackpot still in the same position they've been all these for 2 of these games. They're just can't get past Grougrou at all. They can't make a substantial push going. And Grougrou is all but perfectly confident in their ability to hold back Jackpot for this 1 minute 15 minutes left.
That was a bit of an unfortunate push. They had a really strong start, got shut down really fast though, putting the ball back into Grougrou's court, and just having the clam advantage and the space advantage here is definitely putting some pressure onto Jackpot. With only about a minute left on the clock, they're gonna have to play it really smart to get down from 60 to 29 to take that lead.
Yeah, no, well, actually 28. They need to really get their they need to get their clam tiles really calculated. And actually, they might just be doing that. They are doing a great job of staying alive, but but that Zuka coming out from the infamous squeeze on the side of Grougrou actually gets 2, almost wipes out Jackpot. It is only Leaf left alive, and Jackpot, just again, Grougrou just running all over them. They are just always setting the pace of play, setting the positioning requirement needed to push back, to push back their defense. And Jackpot are going to be forcing overtime, but if they don't get something going here, they will end up losing this game and the set. Ball does go in. They have a lot of clams online. They just need one more. This is the same stream that we saw on time with Sturgeon, but there's no one. Oh wait, yes they do. Just
my
barely. At the last second, Jackpot managed to pull off what they couldn't on Sturgeon Shipyard and get that last clam in.
Now I didn't have a chance to say it earlier, but when that Sniper Rider went down to the Squeezer's Trizuka, the cooler was able to come out, which let Jackpot immediately respawn, prevent the push from Grougrou on their basket, potentially ending the game in Grougro's victory, and it was able to come back just because of that one Tacticooler. That one play changed the entire game into Jackpot's favor.
Yeah, finally managing to pull off what they couldn't on Sturgeon, and it's really fitting that that's the way that this game 4 and Jackpot is back in the game, and they're taking Grougrou all the way to a game 5. This match just got even better, and these two teams are just at each other's necks trying to pull off a ticket to Grands and send the other down to the pits of losers bracket.
This set in particular definitely shows that nowadays you can't really say there's an insane skill difference between the East and the West anymore. This is a very even set. When it looks like Grougrou has advantage, Jackpot can easily sweep it and vice versa. I mean, it's definitely any man's game going into Game 5, but it is Grougro's counter pick, so I'm quite curious of what they're going to choose here. Last time we saw Brinewater Springs, which ended in their victory, so I'm curious.
Yeah, the stakes are really riding high for these two teams. Grougrou is going to really carefully think about their counter pick. This is everything's riding on them right now. They do not want to be set to the losers bracket. They want to go straight to Grand, secure that spot that far forward, and yeah, it's just yeah. And also, we were talking about this in the pause between the games. This also has regional significance. If Grougrou wins this, Jackpot would be showing that Japan still has a significant advantage over the West. Jackpot is the best that the West can offer, and they're really representing what this region of the world has. You said it yourself, PT. This is a battle between the West and the East. So this is going to be a nail biter, and it is going to be. We just confirmed it may not show up on stream yet. Yes, it will. It's going to be Tower Control. No. It's going to be Clam Blitz on Hammerhead. There it is. You know. Yeah, no. The match was so important that the fundamental tournament rules shifted, right, to allow for a hype Game 5. But no, it is going to be Clam Blitz on Hammerhead Bridge. Very interesting choice coming up from Grougrou. A lot of Western teams do not feel comfortable on this map. Hammerhead is not a fan favorite at all. It is so narrow, so cramped sometimes, and really linear. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I'm curious if Jackpot is going to be able to shine on this map as much as Grougrou might, since they might be, since the latter might be more used to this map. Maybe they practiced it more over there compared to Jackpot, but only time will tell.
I'm not sure about this one, but Jackpot are the NA champions. And if I'm not mistaken, Alliance Rogue became the French champions not too long ago. So this is not only a battle between regions, but a battle of champions too.
Yeah, just really seeing Titans clash right now. I'm I'm really curious. Yeah, no, even our streamer is saying that they don't have much experience, spectating this map since it's not really seen that much in these tournaments. So, but regardless, we're gonna get into here. Grougrou coming out with their tried and true wiper squeezer composition, and actually, Jackpot whipping out the Leafy Nautilus. We have. It's definitely an era of a bygone age of Splatoon 2, and we've seen Leafy pull it out recently with this new meta, but it's very interesting to see it paired up with Snipe Rider, but it's not gonna get the mileage they needed, as it is going to go down to Grougrou. Jackpot have that crab set on line to try and keep Grougrou from pushing up too aggressively, too quickly like we've seen in these past few games, but they're not really going to care as the Ultra Stamp punishes Jared. They do have that tactical. They're going to come back quick, but it doesn't change the fact that Grougrou are already starting to build up steam and setting up for a nice waltz up that ramp.
Yeah, that tactical right there should allow them to waltz up on their ramp without really any problems. Even when having to back off here because of the crab being popped and Jackpot pushing forward, the rain is just also going to be super helpful with just spacing them out just enough so they can recuperate, get some ink back, build up some more specials, and really start to play their defense well.
Ooh, but Hugh really showing off what Snipe Rider can do, getting that clean 2-tap onto one of the members of really do. Once again, come back into the tacticaler, but it's still an achievement in and of itself, getting a lot of pressure in mid, making it really difficult for Grougrou to move. This Wiper trying to get its signature close combat encounters with that Ultra Stamp, but not quite gonna get it off right now. Jared with that really forward Crab Tank, putting a lot of AoE damage onto Grougrou. Not going to get any picks, but forcing them off just enough for Jackpot to get the crucial pick on the squeezer, to get a pick onto the Wiper. They have a lot of momentum right now, and they have a lot of clams, most of all, so they can get some nice points on the board right now. This Wiper jumps in, does eventually die to Madness, but just like that, Jackpot already have a lead of 56. This, and the push is showing no signs of stopping. They still have all 4 of their members up. Grougrou does come back. They also have all 4 of their members, and the push is going to end there, but that doesn't mean that Jackpot has lost all of their team. They are still going strong in mid, poking Grougrou's defense, searching for a weak spot to try and move in, and it seems they found one. With 2 picks going down on the board right now, Jackpot have 3 specials to try and force their way in.
Yeah, I think the rain here is going to be super crucial to trying to get on that ramp again. Just because not only the pain output, but the chip should hopefully be able to let them push in. But they don't have the clams to do that anyway, so it's a bit fruitless of a special there.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, these two teams are really getting a scrappy fight in mid, trying to just kind of observing the other, seeing what they're going to try and pull off. Jackpot succeeding first, the Nautilus goes down. Leafy struggling to stay alive against Grougrou's raw aggression, and the same goes for Jared. It is only 2 members left alive, now 1. It's only Q. Madness does go down to the Wiper. Okay, very interesting stream desync there, but happens. It is going to end up with Grougrou still moving forward. That Squeezer getting so many picks, but Madness holding them off with the Slosher, getting some key picks. Will they be able to defend against it? Not quite. They do get taken down by the Zuka on the side of Grougrou, and Jackpot starting to give in to Grougrou's consistent pushes onto the basket. They jump up power climb and they get it in, and just like that, they take the lead. Jackpot's initial push is all for naught, and Grougrou do manage to bring it back there. And just as we hit, 4 seconds shy of the 60-second checkpoint, and now Jackpot are in a position that they are all too familiar with. They need to get this lead back from Grougrou, but that quite can't happen if the Squeezer takes out Leafy.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation where Jackpot has to have specials. They don't really have a way to push in without them, especially on that one ramp, because there's not really another way to push in, and the box isn't necessarily the safest, so with 30 seconds left on the clock, Jackpot really has to play smart here if they want to take the lead. It doesn't take much here to take lead, but it's getting in is going to be the hard part.
Yeah, a little bit more than 10 seconds left. Jared trying to stall here with that crab tank, but it's going to get shredded by the Zuka. It's not going to be allowed, and actually the Zuka gets Q, not the intended target, but it doesn't really matter. Jackpot only have the rain online, while Grougrou have so much space, have the positioning advantage, and it's not really going to matter. 2 full down on the side of Jackpot. Grougrou still 4 members up. They are pinning down Madness, not letting them go anywhere. Overtime very quickly ticking down. The Viper getting some clean picks just to end off the game and the set, and that is going to be Grougrou finally coming out triumphant and hoisting the ticket to grand finals high over their heads as they send Jackpot down to losers final. So congratulations to Grougrou for setting themselves up for an electric grand finals.
You definitely will not want to miss that set. Both of these teams performed so amazingly this entire, not just set, but the tournament. And I definitely think, even with Jackpot going down to losers, they have a pretty good chance of coming back and having the run back with Grougrou and potentially taking the tournament as well.
Yeah, and now we still see the advantage. I mean, of course it is a generalization, but Grougrou defeating the best in the West still show that Japan and well, the East, but most of Japan still have a leg up over the best that we have to offer. So congratulations to Grougrou for still setting their territory, but we'll have to see if that holds up in grand finals, which will be coming up soon. We're going to be taking a short break to set up losers finals, and yeah, we will be right back. So with these last 2 sets remaining in the tournament, you do not want to miss this, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.